Hello everyone and welcome to your online art lesson. Today we are inspired by one of my favourite illustrators, a man called Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake is an illustrator. An illustrator is an artist who draws pictures for a story or to tell a story. He is one of the most famous illustrators and has drawn pictures for all of Roald Dahl's books. I think you may recognise a few. He has a very recognisable style of drawing and loves to create characters using simple lines while still showing lots of emotion in his characters. Here is the enormous crocodile. Here he has drawn the giant and the girl in the BFG. You might recognise this from the story James and the Giant Peach, and these are his illustrations for the story Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Here is Quentin now talking about his drawing.
I want everything I do to look spontaneous. It's not that I think illustration should necessarily be like that, but this is what I can do. I do draw it quite fast, or at least I draw bits of it quite fast, and then I stop and I walk around here and I look at it again and see if that's right. If it's going wrong, I just throw that away, start again. The speed of the lines and whether they're fast or slow or whether they're rugged or smooth kind of suggests the gesture in it. I think I am what is happening on the page. I have had once or twice friends who come into this room and said, "You were making the faces, you know."
So hopefully you enjoyed that video, and as you heard Quentin say, he creates his characters using simple lines and uses his face to do the emotions that his characters are doing. What we are going to do now is practice different lines before we start our final piece. You need to get a pencil and a pen and choose a few different styles of lines to draw. There is no wrong way to do this. Fill your paper with lines going up. They are called vertical lines. Lines going across, they are called horizontal lines. Zigzags, lines crossing over each other, thick and thin lines, and dark and light. I have filmed me trying the different lines, and I've labelled mine, but you don't have to. Just have fun creating a page of lines. You can do as I've done. Lots of different dark and light lines. You can use different pencils or pens that you have around the house and just practice on this piece of paper. Like I said, you don't have to put the names of the lines on yours. You can pause the video now, take a look at the lines on the page and practice your own. I'll see you when you're ready to come back. Okay, now that you've practiced drawing and creating lines, we're going to take a look at some of Quentin Blake's illustrations and see if we can guess the emotion that they are feeling. We've talked about emotions before and how we have a wide range of both positive and negative feelings. All feelings that we have are okay and very normal, but hopefully if we're feeling a bit cross or down or upset, we can find ways to feel happy again, maybe even by drawing. Here are some of the characters that Quentin Blake has drawn for different books, using his simple lines but really portraying, that means showing, lots of different emotions. How do you think each character is feeling and why? You can pause this video here to discuss and use the wheel to help you with the emotions vocabulary. If you've paused the video, welcome back. If you haven't, we can discuss it together. So the first one, how do you think this character is feeling? I said excited. Could be happy, excited. He's got a smile on his face and he seems to be using his arms and legs in an excited way. What do you think about number 2? I said bored or unhappy. Just the simple lines that Quentin Blake has used makes me feel like this person is not very happy. Number 3, I said maybe this character was frustrated, maybe he's not getting his own way. Number 4, ooh, she looks a bit grumpy. The simple lines on her forehead of the eyebrows and her protruding nose and her angry mouth make her look rather grumpy, don't they? Number 5, I said he looks disappointed. You can see he's hunched over and he has maybe a worried look on his face. And number 6, those Oompa Loompas look excited or surprised with the wide eyes and the big smiles. So, today you are going to be an illustrator and you're either going to draw yourself as a cartoon or one of your favourite Quentin Blake characters. You're going to add a thought bubble to your character, and in that bubble is going to be a dream that you have. It can be a small dream, maybe you would like to read one whole book this week, or a big dream, maybe you would like to visit a new country in the future. But it has to be something that means a lot to you. My dream is to illustrate a children's book, just like Quentin Blake. Here are some dreams that other children have made. While you're drawing your figure, you could be thinking about your own dream. Some said they wanted to play football really well. Some child said they wanted to learn how to sing. Another, their dream was to write a book. Their dream is to be in a rock and roll band. This person's dream is to be a writer and also a helpful friend. I think that one's really nice. This person's dream is to be a mermaid. We can all dream. And this person's dream is to read lots of books. So you can see, you can dream about what you want to be. You can dream about what you want to do. There are lots of different dreams that you can have. You need to choose the one that's important to you. Now, these are the resources that I have used, but please remember, if you do not have the same as me, you can use what you have around the house. I am sure your art will look just as wonderful using colouring pens and pencils if you don't have watercolours or paint. I have used watercolour paint, water and paintbrushes, a pencil and rubber, a black pen, and a white crayon. Now I'm going to show you the video. You can follow the steps to create your own picture today. Pause the video at any point that you need to.
Hello everyone, and welcome to your Drawings by Me art tutorial. Today we will be creating a piece of art using pens and watercolour paints. In this lesson, you will learn how to sketch an illustration lightly in the style of an artist and use watercolours to create a background wash and add detail. In today's tutorial, we are inspired by a famous illustrator who has drawn lots of characters and books written by the famous author Roald Dahl. Do you know who we're inspired by today? It's Quentin Blake. Quentin is a very famous British illustrator and cartoonist who has drawn characters for over 3,000 books and written several of his own. He prefers to use old-style tools to draw using ink and a quill pen that's made from a feather and draws from his imagination rather than real-life references. He is also someone I admire very much. Before we begin, let's take a look at the resources that we will use for this lesson. We will be using pencils and black pens for the outline, not a quill today. And then we will need a selection of paintbrushes and watercolour paint too. Don't forget your water and paper too. Today, you will be creating an illustration of your favourite Quentin Blake character. As you can see, I chose Charlie. Before starting, it's always a good idea to test the colours that you would like to use and choose your favourites from them. Practice making your colours darker or lighter by adding more water or more paint, creating different shades to choose from. Remember, adding more water creates a lighter tint. Once you have chosen the colours that you want to use, you can begin. Start by drawing your chosen character in pencil. If you make a mistake, you can fix it. For inspiration or help, make sure you do look at Quentin Blake's drawings. Once you're happy, you can go over your pencil lines with a black marker. Don't forget to add in your thought bubble. Inside this, create small star shapes using a wax white crayon, and then you can begin to paint your character. It doesn't have to be too neat. Even Quentin Blake paints outside the lines. You can add a shadow effect by adding darker tones of colour to certain parts of your character. Then you can paint your thought bubble. The wax crayon should magically make it look like stars are appearing. In here, you can write down your favourite quote from the book. You can choose it from any Roald Dahl book, or even an inspirational quote from Roald Dahl himself. Remember to use your neatest handwriting. And there it is, your finished Quentin Blake inspired illustration. Now it is your turn to create your own art. Enjoy, and remember to tag us in any pictures you take of your wonderful art.
Remember that art is fun. Sometimes you'll get a little bit messy, but that is okay. Just remember to wash your hands in your art area after. I hope this lesson helps you feel happy, positive, and excited about your dreams. Have fun, be creative, and remember to keep on dreaming.